Hi, my name's Nautia, and it's my time.
Welcome to another episode of My Time. My name's Daniel Thomas. I'm here with Nautia. How are you doing today, Nautia?
I'm good.
That's good. Welcome to the show. We know you're a fan of the show, so I think this should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. Just want to let everybody know today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. Nadia's come up with the majority of the questions, and we're going to base all our answers on that. So let's do the best we can. And I'm going to start with a question for Nautia. Nautia, what makes you feel completely at peace and contented?
Well, oh shit, this is yours. My princess. Oh shit. Okay, wait.
It's okay. So it's Viola, right? Your baby cousin. Let's just continue. It's okay. Continue. Your baby cousin Viola, right?
Yeah.
She's what helps you become with peace and contented, really, right?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I call her my princess because she was born through a time where I was going through a lot. So she became my pebble, and I would die for her. I would die for her, so I would live for her. So,
That's really cool. You said she'd become your pebble. What do you mean by that?
Well, everybody has like a rock in life, so she became my pebble because she's the smallest thing but biggest thing in my life.
That's cool. How old is your baby cousin Viola?
She's 6.
6 years old. So that's interesting. And you're 19, right? So that puts you at 13 years old when she came around. And you did say you might have had a bit of a tough time when you were going through while she was born.
Yeah. Around that time, my mama and grandma passed away, so it was like life-changing, and I didn't know she would be born at that time, so it's insane that she was.
That's awesome. I bet she brought a lot of hope for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. Can you tell me something else that might make you feel at peace and contented?
Having time for myself when I need to organize my thoughts and feelings, so having self-care nights, and weed. It can be separate or together. And then the best smoke spot that I've ever had was on a mountain, and yeah.
Where was that mountain?
By Elk Ridge Lake.
Okay, in Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, really interesting. That's cool. How often do you think you require self-care nights?
Like twice a week, for sure. Yeah.
Do you think this type of self-care might help others with stress?
Yeah, because if you don't really know how to deal with your own emotions, you need to get to know yourself, because how do you get to know anybody else? You get to spend time with them.
Absolutely. That's terrific. Anything else you could say about peace and contentment? I know you have a bit of a saying that you kind of like.
A thought that brings me peace in mind is seeds grow through shit, so keep going. And yeah.
Well, indeed, we all need to progress and be resilient through everything that comes our way, right? Like, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good. Well, that's one question for you. Do you have a question for me, Nadia?
Yes, I do. What is something in the present that you always wanted to do growing up?
Right. Well, at about the age of 10, I began writing stories on my typewriter, and it just really clicked. I like typing. I like writing stories, and I thought maybe one day I could do that. I said, to my dad, I said, "Dad, I want to be a writer." And he says, "Well, give it a try. You might be able to." And that's certainly what I've done. You see, I've written 2 books. The first one I wrote in 2009, and the second one I wrote last Christmas. And it's based on my experiences with religion and God and bipolar and I don't know, spirituality, mental illness, all these types of things. And it's just been something great I've been able to do as a person as I grew up. It is something I wanted to do when I was a child.
Wait, Daniel, quick break. It's hot as balls in here, and I can't stop sweating. Can you open the window?
Yeah, Chad, here, grab the window. Thanks, man. We'll open the window. Let's just continue on as best we can, Nadia. Also, let's just see. Yeah, like the books that I've been working on, like I'm gonna publish as quick as I can because I'm getting tired of it. It's been over 10 years since I wrote it, and like I'm basically ready to do it. So you know.
Dang. Well, how long did it take you to write the book?
Right. The first book in 2009. It took me about 3 months. What I would do, I would walk to the coffee shop just down the street from here, in fact, and I would write for 3 hours, 5 days a week, and it took me 3 months to complete it. And yeah, the writing was the easy part. The editing and everything that has come after has been the most difficult thing I've had to do because I've had to critically analyze everything I've written and make sure it's written in a way that people can enjoy it. So it's really been something great in my life.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's a great example of no matter where you are or where you go in life, that you can do anything you set your mind to, and you've been through quite a lot from what I've heard, and it's cool that you can do something that you've always wanted to.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's good. Like, I always wanted to do it. I did it, and I'm so happy I have. And basically, I've been told that I have the talent to write, and it's fantastic. I think that's a gift from God, and it's just something that makes me really happy. Anyway, let's go on. I'll ask you another question here. What do you think the significance of what some people call coincidences?
Well, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and it's not really coincidences that happen. It just feels like it's the universe's way of confirming that whatever coincidences that had to do with it, or interacting with you in a subtle way to remind you that life happens in unexpected ways and you never know.
Okay. Interesting. Like yeah, with coincidences for myself, I find subtle things that happen, and it's interesting. I'd like you to just go on with what you think, about coincidences, because I think you have a really good insight here.
Well, for me, coincidences are kind of just, everything that happens for a reason. So, I think it's just everything has the same concept. It's just in its own language. So when coincidences happen, you gotta kind of have to understand that moment in time and where you are with yourself.
Right, absolutely. Do you have any examples of coincidences in your own life that you'd like to share with us?
Yes. When my spiritual journey started first happening, I've noticed these weird coincidences that happen, like angel numbers are a big thing, but my sister, we were playing music and Katy Perry. I was like, why don't you just play Katy Perry? Because there was no songs coming on. And then the song was on shuffle, and then she pressed next. Katy Perry came on, and I was like, whoa, that's so weird. And then after that, I started noticing that things line up perfectly. Like, everything lines up with what I'm talking about, to what I'm thinking about, to what's in front of me or what I'm watching. Like, if I'm making my bed and I look over, my YouTuber's making her bed, and it's weird. Or if I'm thinking about troubled problems, my favorite YouTuber will be talking about, maybe say troubled problems, that same word. So it's like, yeah, that's weird stuff.
Cool. Yeah, like, the idea that coincidences could be conceived as language, to me, is very intriguing, because if we could, base some sort of language off what happens around us, that would be fantastic, I think.
Yeah.
I have one little question about, do you think coincidences in dreams and deja vu are significant?
Yeah, I feel like everything's sort of connected with one another, so if you understand the language of something, then you could understand the language of everything around it. So, for examples, what that would be any other language, like body language, sign language, and word language. Concepts have their own language, and everything has a concept, so you just got to figure out the language.
Right. Oh, cool. You have one more note here. I'd like you to kind of figure out what you have to say about that. Actually, you talked about that, but I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Anyway, that's question 2. Let's go on to question 2 for me.
Okay. What is a relationship deal breaker for you?
Yeah, that's pretty simple for me. Like, I'd say if somebody cheats on me, I'm done in an instant, and I wouldn't be able to trust them otherwise. Like, and that's one of the biggest thing for me in a relationship would be trust, and I mean that's what I'm looking for: someone I can trust and be with, and not have to concern myself about well they're gonna do something stupid. So yeah, for sure that would be my relationship deal breaker.
Um, well, what's the best way you think you can get over a breakup?
Well, I think it's different for everybody, but like for me, it would be time, just to get away from the person I was with and be with friends who make you happy and give you your positive outlook on life, and so you can get back out there. And find
I guess
somebody.
it's always having that strength to be still with yourself and
Indeed.
understanding what you feel.
Indeed, yeah. Like whether like even if it's just kissing or whatever, I couldn't handle that. I think that would be too much. Like that's how much I need a person to be devoted to me. Like for sure. Maybe it's easier for other people, but for some reason I find that an issue with that.
Yeah. Everybody has kind of like a limit, but also with me, it's the little things that matter the biggest. So, me too.
Awesome. Okay, that's my answer to number 2. And one more question for Nautia. Okay, here, I like this question. If you could hear every time someone said something good about you or something negative about you, which would you choose?
I would choose to hear the negative about myself because you can put your own positive into it.
Right.
If others are pushing you in the way of the negative, it can motivate you to prove them wrong.
Absolutely, I agree with you because, I found in my life like a lot of negativity comes my way one way or the other, and maybe not so much anymore. But like I mean, when it does happen, it inspires me almost. I think
Yeah.
I don't care what you think, right? It's not your opinion that matters, and in fact, that's the way I feel.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're always told that you are good or great at something, at everything, then you might want to rebel against it, and it sucks.
Yeah, getting that good influence. I'm not even sure what it feels like all the time, really, because I didn't get a whole hell of a lot. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of people in my life tell me that I can't do something or I won't be able to do it or, and I would just look at them and be like, okay, bet. So I go do it.
Well, to each their own, right? Everybody has their right to their opinion and what they think, even though we may not agree all the time, right? But yeah, so like you mentioned, I was going to ask you, do you have a lot of experience with the positive or negative feedback?
Yeah, like I said, but with the positive feedback, I think that is really more hard for me to believe because it's not based on other people's opinion. It's based on what I feel about myself. And somebody always compliments me and says, "Oh, you're doing good. You're doing that. You're exceeding." And I'm just gonna be like, I'll kind of doubt myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I don't know. With that, it's not that good. But with the bad stuff, that's why I picked the bad stuff because you can make your own good out of it.
I get you. I like where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Those are the only 3 questions I had to ask you. I believe you have one more for me.
Okay. If you could tell your former self one thing, what would it be?
This was almost easy for me to say because I just think of myself as a 19-year-old. Your age, okay? 20 years ago. I would say be patient. You're going to experience some hardships, but be resilient. You're going to make it through better on the other end. And like, I wish I was there to say that. I wouldn't have believed myself thinking I would have a hard life. It didn't seem like that was going to be a problem. But yeah, like I went through a bunch of shit that was just terrible. And I mean, I would tell myself just, be patient. And like with that, I've been through, I'd also say, you're going to go through the mental health system. It's going to take 20 years at least. Just with that, you have to be patient again. And yeah, with that, you're going to experience mania, medication, God, and hospitals.
Shit.
Shit indeed.
Well, what is your experience with mania and being still and patient with yourself, and then going forward.
Yeah, when I'm manic, like I'm not still and I'm not patient, and it's tough because you feel like you're completely in control and everything is going a really good way, but when you put it in those terms, being patient and still, mania and those things don't go together. You know, they're really like being patient and still doesn't exist. That's why when you're manic, you go to the hospital because you're not patient, you're not still. You're out of control. So that's my experience with mania. Like I mean, it brings it to a different level, but it takes some like insight away from you sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, shit. I have been like manic a couple times in my life, and to me in that moment I didn't realize I was manic. It just felt like I didn't really care, and I can do anything I wanted to. It felt like I was kind of God. It was weird. But you just have to remind yourself that you are the you are the creator of your own reality, so you can make it what you want. And I felt crazy as fuck, but I didn't want to feel crazy, so I kind of forced myself to be still and patient with myself, which doesn't exist in that kind of world. So I kind of went crazy too. So yeah.
That's funny. Everybody who's bipolar that I talk to, they're like, I felt like God. Everybody, and we can all relate, to each other, knowing what that feels like. Yeah. It's interesting.
It's weird.
It's weird, yeah, but it's our lives, right? But what are we gonna do? Well, not much more. And I think that was good. So thanks, Nautia, for your episode of Not My Time. Yeah, everybody, this has been My Time. I'm your host, Daniel Thomas. Until it's your time, goodbye.
I'm gonna be back.